everybody, it's Anne from Annalise Creates or Annalise Creations. I'm going to do my ICAW index card a week. It's Tuesday, January, what is it? Tuesday, January 13th already. Wow. Okay, time flies. Alright, so last week we did, first of all I'm going to show last week's. I got this really cute Hello Kitty tin mailbox, and I'm keeping my index card a week in it. I got it at Target in their kind of like their dollar aisle. This was, I think, $3. Not bad for $3. So anyways, so I'm keeping my index cards in it. So this is the index card that I did last week, which you guys saw already. But notice how flimsy it is because of the fact that I used just the one index card. And this is a cheapy pack from the dollar store. So I think if you bought a better pack, they might be a little bit thicker in material and paper. So what I did today to make it a little less flimsy, I went ahead and glued 3 of these together. So now it makes it less flimsy, especially if I'm going to be working with matte medium. It's going to make it a little wet. So it will curl up if you use the flimsy one. So let's hope I'm in the camera. Yeah, I am. I'm in the camera angle. All right, so we're going to get started, and I'm going to use some matte medium. Can be any matte medium. I just happen to have the Liquitex brand. I just start with a blob on my paper, and then I take an old card, and I just start working, spreading it around. But I need to have enough on here because if I want it to lay smooth, you gotta kind of get a good coverage. And I've got this piece of, it's a map. It's a topographical map from an old Western garden book. So yeah, I'm gonna tear it here, I think. I'm going to use this piece on here. But before I do that, I'm going to add a little more matte medium on the back of it with a brush. Okay. It helps to keep it flat that way. And I'm going to put it right about here. And I'm going to take my card, and I still have a little bit left over on my card, so I'm going to smooth it out. Get all the air bubbles out. Do it kind of... Try not to press too hard, because if you do that, it will tear your paper, especially if you're using a thin piece of paper. It will tear it more. So be careful, but make sure you get your air bubbles out. That's how you get it down to go down smoothly. Some people like the wrinkled look. I prefer it this way. Alright, next, I'm going to use a piece of tissue paper that I stamped some stamps with before. So I'm going to tear this up a little bit. I think I'm going to use the Italia, Spain part. My ancestors. I have 2 great-grandfathers. One came from Spain, the other from Italy. So that goes to show you some of my heritage. Actually, I have 2 great-grandfathers that came, I got a great-great-grandfather and a great-grandfather that both came from Spain. I have another great-grandfather that came from Germany. Okay, so that gives it a cool look. See how, because this is a really thin piece of tissue paper, I don't even remember where I got the tissue paper from. I think it was from a gift that somebody might have given me, or wrapped something in something fragile, one of my antique finds. I like to collect transferware, and so I go to a lot of different antique shops looking for transferware and Limoges dishes. So yeah, so I go to a lot of antique shops. When I go out of town, I look for an antique shop too. My last trip, I went to Reno, Nevada for Christmas, and I found some good finds in the antique shops. So yeah, and I found a bunch of ephemera, music books. I bought a whole bunch back. I was very lucky, for a good price too, I think. I don't remember how much I paid, but it was a good price. Okay, now if you've got animals in your house, like I do, I have 3 long, furry dogs. They're all Australian Shepherds. They have long fur. And I just noticed a piece of their fur got into my artwork. Oh well. Yeah, I try to vacuum as much as I can, but there's days where I just can't vacuum. I can't do it. And so the dust and the dog hair goes everywhere. Dog fur gets everywhere. So yeah, so I got a piece of them in my work. All right. So next, I was going to put, there was something else I was going to put on here. Oh yes, I have some Tim Holtz leftover papers I was using for an art journal project I'm doing for on Crazy Island Family. It's their journal prompt this week, and Claudia Rossi used some Tim Holtz papers, and I'm going to use one on my some of the leftover on mine. I think I'm going to put it here. Just adding some interest, some texture to the paper, to the index card. And remember, your index cards don't have to be so fancy. I mean, I know some people who go all out with it, which that's, you know, that's them. But for me, it's just sort of a way of experimenting on a smaller scale before I actually do it on a bigger scale, whether it be in my art journal or on a canvas or, you know, whatever. I'll be right back. I'm going to have to pause for a second because my dogs need to go outside. Be right back.